What's our final thoughts on this? Would you recommend it? And for you, when would you watch it? When are you going to watch it again? Because you watch movies like every year.
Yeah. You want me to take this one?
Yeah, take that one first.
I would say if you, like you mentioned early on, if you like the Ben Stiller crap happens to me type of movie, I think you'll like it. I don't think it's silly, but it's not like raunchy like There's Something About Mary would be. It's
Mhm.
more in like the realm of reality as opposed to like There's Something About Mary. I'm trying to compare the two. Because like There's Something About Mary, he gets like a fish hook in his mouth, and
Mhm.
they're walking around with that little dog and all the cast like silliness as well.
Yeah.
Whereas in Flirting with Disaster, it's based more in reality, even though there are silly moments. So I would say it's enjoyable. Um, it was a little bit disappointing, and the reason being is I didn't like the characters as much as I originally did, like as a whole, as an ensemble. Certain characters I really like. Josh Brolin's character this time, I I never was a big fan of the character himself. He does a great job, but the character itself, I didn't warm up to his character, and so that took a couple points away this time from me watching the movie. I hadn't watched it maybe about a year. I usually watch some movies about once a year, but I enjoy it. It's fun. I think it's a witty movie. I think it's written well. I think it's an original story, and I'd say people should check it out. But I'll probably watch it again. Maybe a year, maybe two. Maybe every 1 or 2 years, give it a watch. What about yourself?
I thought it was definitely enjoyable. I don't feel like I wasted any time watching this film. Again, it's crap happens to Ben Stiller, maybe the OG of crap happens to Ben Stiller.
Yeah, yeah,
I liked the characters. To me, it felt like it was more characters than it was story.
yeah.
And logistics, like the logistics didn't always
Maybe it was
work right.
characters searching for a story, and they were just threaded
Yeah,
through by the loose story of, hey, he's trying to find his family.
like Taya Leone traveling with them to, like, I was just like, that's really, that's a
Plus, would
loose
she keep
plot
her
line.
job after she's continuously screwed up time and time
Yeah.
again?
And she's interesting because she's kind of a seductress, but at the same time, she's also goofy.
Yeah,
So it's like this like weird like mix. And then I did really, honestly, I think my favorite part is Patricia Arquette, somebody that I rarely know, like I rarely watch anything that has Patricia Arquette in it.
yeah,
But the things that I've seen, like this one and what's the other, True Romance,
yeah. True Romance. Yeah,
those two, I think she's really, really, really talented. She's very subtle. She plays that kind of character really well, and I
yeah,
really appreciated that. So that was a lot of really good actors playing pretty good characters in a film that's just trying to figure itself out.
yeah.
So I liked it. Am I going to watch it again?
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, I might, but there's not enough about it to like stick in my memory that I
Yeah.
would watch it again. So
Usually, if I go back and visit this one, it's usually due if I'm in the mood for like early Ben Stiller. I'll go and watch it. Or I've seen some other David O. Russell movies, and sometimes we'll go back and revisit because he did Three Kings, the George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg movie. I Heart Huckabees was another one. He's done a couple more, but I think those are the three that I've really, really. I think he did a movie with Christian Bale a couple years ago, Jennifer Lawrence. Um, I think that, but yeah, Flirting with. Did you say you had heard of this movie before?
no, not really. I've heard
Okay.
the name, but I didn't know anything about it.
This was another one of the movies where I just happened to be at the public library as a teen, going through the DVDs, and it just happened to be there, and I noticed the names that were in it, Ben Stiller, and it was before Ben Stiller was Ben Stiller. Like a lot of people didn't know. I guess a lot of people knew Ben Stiller a lot after There's Something About Mary, but this was before that. But I had heard of him, a little bit before. And so it's always interesting to go back and see kind of where it started. And this was one of his first, not the first, but one of his first movie roles. So I always found that pretty interesting as well. Even though he pretty much plays the same character to this
Yeah,
day.
he just plays Ben Stiller. The
Yeah.
thing is, he can play so many different characters, but he but he falls into this character a lot just because people show up when he plays this character.
And I'm sure they offer, hey, would you be yourself for 20 million? Sure, I'll do it again.
And they know it's going to be a hit. They
Yeah.
know it's going, except for Envy. Envy's like
Yeah.
the one of the few that just completely tanked.
And I didn't care for Envy very much.
I want to see it again.
I just saw it once.
Yeah, I only saw it the one time. It was weird. It was odd. But I'd definitely be interested in seeing it again just to see how I really liked it. That's going to do it for this episode of Adam and Jake on the Movies. Next week, what are we back with? I have an idea.
Okay, what
do you have? You were going to say something.
Well, I was going to ask if you had an idea. I did notice that Hulu and Netflix added a lot of pretty decent stuff. So I was kind of surprised that, I mean, they always add new stuff, but it seems like they add a lot of TV shows.
Okay. Yeah.
And I like watching, I mean, I don't mind TV shows, but I like watching movies because that's it. Beginning, middle,
story. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, it's harder for me to watch the longer show. But what did you have in mind?
I was thinking about going back to Christopher Guest again.
Okay.
I'm in the Schitt's Creek mood. We watched, Alex had never seen it. We watched Mighty Wind a couple weeks ago, which she really liked. But I was thinking, let's go a little bit off radar with Christopher Guest and going for. Have you seen Waiting for Guffman?
I haven't.
Let's try to go for Waiting for Guffman.
And that might be, in all honesty, that you mentioned Christopher Guest. I'm not sure which movies of his they added, but they added at least 2 to 3 Christopher Guest movies on Hulu I saw the other day.
I want to say somewhere I was looking, I think it was Hulu, I looked it up and there was about 4 Christopher Guest movies that were like front and center.
But yeah, was Waiting for Guffman one of them on there?
I think so.
Okay.
So yeah, let's do Waiting for Guffman.
If not, I'll probably have to have you send me a copy if it's not on there.
Yep, I'll get it to you. We'll make it happen.
But I think I did see it on there. So yeah, I haven't seen it. I know I've read about all of his movies. Just to think though, the big picture is kind of what started the show, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was the first.
Literally, and I like this jumping back and forth with common actors. Are there any common actors in this one?
Isn't Eugene Levy? Is he in this one as well?
Yeah, but he wasn't in. No, the one.
Oh, common actors as far as the big picture goes.
No, this one.
Oh.
Flirting with Disaster.
Oh.
No, I don't think so. That's okay.
But Christopher Guest often has very similar cast of actors, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. He always runs with the same crew.
Which is kind of what David O. Russell does, because Mark Wahlberg is in a couple of David O. Russell movies,
and Lily Tomlin until that whole thing happened.
Yeah. So yeah, if people haven't watched that blow up, they should watch. Did you watch it?
Oh yes, I've seen it.
Yeah.
And try to find the Mike Birbiglia version too.
Oh, I'll have to look that one up. I'll definitely look that one up.
So let's get back next week, and we will do Waiting for Guffman.
Waiting for Guffman.
Sounds good. So,
yeah.
All right, that does it for this episode of On the Movies. I'm Jake.
I'm Adam.
We will see you next week.
See you everyone later. Bye. See you, man.
See you.